Scott here with the Board Games Maelstrom. We are here back fresh from Origins, and I got a ton of games to show you. Some of them were review copies, some of them were bought in the flea market, which is a great thing. If you don't go on BGG before Origins, take a look. They always have an Origins flea market. A lot of great deals on there. Some of them were just plain I had to have, so I spent some of my vacation money on those games. But without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling them in from the side, and then after I talk about them, I'm going to stack them over here. There's over 30 games that I came back with, so let's take a look. First game we're going to take a look at is brand new from Capstone Games. It's Carthago, and I love the Capstone Games items that they've been putting out lately. They've been putting out some heavier ones, and I've been getting into the heavier ones lately, but this is like this is more of a midweight, according to Clay from Capstone Games. It's a better entry-level game for somebody if they're going to entry into the heavier weight games. But it's by Bernd Ehrenstein and Ralph Bannert. Hope I did not butcher your names, sirs. But it looks like an interesting game. I'm going to get a review out. Maybe we'll take a look at it, component review. Put a full spread out on this one. That's Carthago from Capstone Games. The next one up is one I've been wanting for a while, and they had a deal I couldn't pass up at the Gamelin Games booth. But this, Tiny Epic Galaxies, one I've been looking at for a while, and it was a Kickstarter version for like 30 bucks. So I mean, this was one that I could not pass up. It's one I've been wanting to try for a while. Gamelin Games have awesome games, small box, large table presence for a small box, but looking forward to giving this one a try. Next one is an old one. I got this one out of the flea market, but at $9 I couldn't really pass it up. This is Viceroy, and I've heard a lot about this. This is from Mayfair. I don't know. I mean, I've heard about how good it is, but I don't really know how it plays. But you hear a lot of good buzz. It gets a high ranking on BGG, and you get it that cheap. That's what you do. Let's see what we got back here. Now I got like some review copies from a booth. Vile Genius Games, a game called Thwarted. I'll be taking a look at that in a future episode. The other one is called Evil Genius Death Ray. 2 to 6 players. I mean, it looks interesting. The artwork's not bad. We'll take a look at it. If it's worth it, I'll put a review up on the channel. Also, for $5, how can you not pick up an expansion for Crossmaster Arena? This is the Fire and Ice expansion. Great deal. I'm going to run out of room really quick over here. This one I've been looking at for a long time. I got a really good deal on it in the flea market. Yeah, this is one. I like politics. This was a good era for it. Good battle. 1960, The Making of a President. This is a good version. This is the Z-Man version, and I've heard it's the better looking version. I don't know. We'll take a look. But yeah, I was glad I could pull a copy of this into my collection. The next one is one I've heard a ton about. A first-person shooter in a board game. That's Adrenaline by CGE, and I was able to pick up a copy of this also through the flea market for something ridiculous like $20–25. I mean, this game isn't that old at all. It's got the Dice Tower seal of excellence on it. So I will definitely be trying this out with my kids who are video gamers and see what they think about it. Maybe we can get some of their opinions when I do a look at this. The next one is brand new out. I honestly don't have many games of this type. This is from Stronghold Games. It's Steamrollers. It is supposed to integrate the roll and write aspect of a larger experience train game like Steam or Age of Steam, and you get a pad of paper, you got your trains, you roll, you write every turn, you roll and see what kind of tracks you can build. Looking very much forward to putting this up on the table and giving you a review of it. Next one is one, it's not new. It's one I've been looking at for a while. They had a good price on it at the booth for Rio Grande. That's one of them booths that if you wait until Saturday or Sunday, they're starting to mark stuff down because they don't want to truck it back home. But they also gave me a Board Game Geek promo tile with this, so you can't really beat it. That's Race for the Galaxy. Or Roll for the Galaxy, sorry, I already have Race. The next one I'm bringing out is, I got this for a ridiculous price. I'm telling you, $25 for the base set of All Quiet on the Martian Front. Everything in here is in the shrink wrap still. It hasn't been disturbed. We may take a look at this. I got a friend, Bill, who is big into the war games and the tabletop miniatures games. So we'll probably take a look at this after I get it all put together and painted up and looking good. The next one is one that I was able to pick up for pretty cheap off the flea market, and this is the Versus system. It's similar to Legendary in the cards and stuff like that in the card play, but different as it's a one-on-one a la Magic the Gathering or Pokemon or some of these other card games where you're fighting against each other. Got a neat little mechanic. We demoed this last year at Origins. It's got a neat little mechanic where your ground fighters are in the front row and your flying fighters are your flying heroes are in the back row. Something interesting. I'm going to take a look at it and see how good it is. I love card games and deck builders. I don't know how much of a deck builder this is, but it's definitely a good one. The next one, another great pickup off the flea market. This game has gotten a ton of buzz over the last year. Photosynthesis, $20. Looks brand new. A little bit of a ding here, but other than that, it looks brand new. $20, new in shrink. Can't beat that. Can't beat a deal like that. I'm telling you. Set things off to the side now. This next one is a monster. It's one that I'm going to have to put a lot of time in learning, and I got a really good price on it. It came with 2 of the Kickstarter packs, and I got this for a really cheap price for what it is. This, and here I am trying to look over, is the Gallerist, and I got the promos inside, or the Kickstarter packs inside there, so it doesn't close completely all the way. When I get a chance to open this up and bag it, then I'll be able to fit everything in here, I'm sure, with no trouble. But I'm looking forward to learning this one. We'll see how it goes. This is supposed to be one of the heavier games, but it's supposed to be a really good one. And that is the Gallerist by Eagle Griffin. Set this up here. Whew. Getting ugly. Alright. One of the cool things I found, number one, the Chip Theory Games booth was by far the best looking booth at the show. They had a small little like store set up. You go in, there are games there for review. You go to the right, there's all the games that are there for purchase. You mostly Too Many Bones, but there was a giant life-size patches that looked like amazing. It looked almost like it would come alive as I looked at it. They had a pin set this year. I got one for demoing Undertow, and then I got some for purchasing, but I just thought maybe you'd like to take a look at this. They're interesting. I didn't get them all. They wanted $65 for the set. I just thought maybe I'd buying games was a little bit more important. But there's a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins that I missed, but I did get a lot of them, and that's a neat little thing. Set that up there. Hopefully nothing's going to come down, and then that's going to lead right into put this stuff aside, and we'll put this over here till we get to it. That's going to lead into this. This is Too Many Bones with 3 expansion pack characters. This game is massive, and the quality is unprecedented. The only thing I would compare the quality in this game to would probably be Mechs vs. Minions, because I mean everything's great. I did get a hold of the premium health chips. I got a hold of the map. I don't know. Might be doing a playthrough of this for you guys. At least component look. But all these games are, all these expansion packs are just top-notch quality. And this is definitely a game. I'm telling you right now, before I put any review out, this is a great game. It's a lot of fun. And now I gotta find a place to put things, because I am running out of room over here. I got a nice little expansion pack for my Arkham Horror for like $5, King in Yellow. Got that. I got, I've always had Forbidden Island, so now I've added the Forbidden Desert to it. Again, like a lot of gamers and game reviewers, not a fan of the tin, but we'll take a look at it and see if it's good. I've heard that it is. Set that over here. Here's another one, another review copy from a company, and it's called Cul-de-sac Conquest. Little game. It's from Aetherist Games. Take a look at it. I don't know. I think next year I'm going to get a little bit of a spotlight on the smaller game publishers and get their stuff out there. I mean, I know my channel doesn't have much reach yet, but please like and subscribe. Help me with that. Let's get gaming out there to the world, because our hobby is a wonderful hobby, and it's just amazing how many people have never heard of any of these games. Even the big ones like Too Many Bones. Nobody's heard of it outside of the gaming world. Nobody. You can mention Monopoly, and everybody and their brother knows what that is, but Too Many Bones, 1960, The Making of a President, Roll for the Galaxy, they don't know what that is. So let's get the word out. Let's get more people into our hobby. But this is another one of the smaller publishers, a review copy. Next thing I got was an expansion to a game I already own. I got it for about $10 cheaper on the flea market than it would be retail. It's New and Shrink. It's the Cardassian expansion to Star Trek Ascendancy, and that leaves me with down 2 expansions yet, but this is a long game to play. 3 people, whew, 4 people, I can't even imagine. This game will take you hours to play, but it's worth it. It's definitely a 4X game. Next game I got, I heard some buzz on from Mayday, and it didn't hurt that it came with this nice tote bag by Game Toppers, but that game is Poetry Slam. It's a party game in which you try to make up a poem about the word that you have and have them guess your word without, you know, without giving up too much information so everybody gets it. It's a cool game. I saw it demoed, and yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a try with the kids, because they love social games. This is an induction game, like I'm about to say, but they love social games. That's Poetry Slam. Whew, I'm running out of space. Alright, next game up is a game that's above. It's about one of the most favorite movie franchises, at least the older ones that I used to love when I was a kid. And that is Planet of the Apes by IDW. I got a good look at this game. It was available through the flea market for like $20. It looks brand new. It doesn't even look like it's been touched. It's one good thing, one good observation I've made over the years of board gaming is gamers take care of their games. You usually don't find a game, and I'm not saying this exclusively, but for the most part, you don't find a game that is beat to hell that you get in a trade. Or usually they're very immaculate. Everything's bagged. It's in good shape. But this one, I'm gonna have fun playing. That's Planet of the Apes by IDW. All right, the next one up is, got a great deal on this. Yokohama. I've heard a lot about it. I would have rather gotten the deluxe edition, but hey, brand new from Tasty Minstrel Games. I got a really good price on it. I couldn't pass it up. But that's Yokohama, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about this. I'm looking forward to playing this. Next thing up is an oldie, but I hear a goodie by Bezier. I do not have a copy of this yet, but now I do. Suburbia. And this is one that I hear all kinds of good stuff about. So I'm looking forward to learning how to play this and learn how to play it and telling you my thoughts on Suburbia. Next one up is another older game. I mean, not super old, but older, that I've been wanting to get a hold of for a while. And I got another good price on it. That is Dungeon Pets. This is all over YouTube channels of game reviewers. There's even Ambi on her channel made a song about it. So you might want to go check that out. But Dungeon Pets by Vlada Chvátil and Czech Games Edition. The next one, it's probably not that good of a game, but for $12, I like Flying Frog games. I like Shadows of Brimstone. I have just about everything that's come out from that. I got the new Kickstarter that's supposed to be delivered here soon, so, and we will be doing an unboxing of that when it does come in. But for Sir, this caught my eye, and that is the Last Night on Earth by Flying Frog Productions. And it looks interesting. It's a little bit older, but looks like maybe a B-movie board game about like B-movie zombie. It's got like characters like the cheerleader, the football star, stuff like that, just like you'd find in an old zombie movie. But I'm gonna take a look at this one. They've been out of stock in many places forever, and Pandasaurus was at the Origins Game Fair 2018, and I managed to pick up a copy. And I'm glad I did. I got it fairly early, like on Thursday, and that is Dinosaur Island. I got it fairly early on Thursday, and had I not, excuse me, had I not, by Friday it was sold out. It was gone. And I knew it would be, even though the salesman assured me they had plenty of copies, but by Friday evening this was nowhere in sight. So I got my copy finally. Gonna be looking at it. Love this game. Dinosaur Island. Alright, the next one is an older game, and it is one that's gotten a lot of good reviews. It's one I'm ashamed to say that this is just now coming into my collection, but I got a good deal on it. This is usually like a $100 game if you buy it from Mayday. This is The Colonists. It's a card-driven game, I think, and it's, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I just know that it's good and a lot of people swear by it. So if that's the case, then I need to take a look. The next game up is one of Cool Mini or Not's new offerings, and that's The Way of the Panda. The minis look great. The gameplay looks interesting. I checked out Rado's playthrough. Knew that I had to take a look at this. Knew that I had to have it. Got this one on the flea market for $25 cheaper than what they were selling it for at the con. So, Yokohama. Or, I'm sorry, Way of the Panda. Next game is one of the hotness games at the con by Plan B Games, and this game here was, the line was incredible. The first day the Expo Hall opened at 10 a.m. The line was amazing. I mean, it was wrapped around the booth and then out, and I saw this line. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not getting any of their games this year, because I thought for sure they'd be all gone. I waited a while, walked around the con, came back, and to my surprise, the line was only 3 or 4 people long, and they still had copies of stuff. Imagine that. And that is Century Eastern Wonders. That'll go with our Century Spice Road that we already have. This is part 2 in a game trilogy, and from what I'm told, this will be playable as one huge game, integrating all parts from the game. I believe they're probably coming out with the last part next summer. It seems like the last 2 years that these have released at Origins, although I did not get my copy of Spice Road at Origins because they were gone quick. But I did get a hold of Century Eastern Wonders by Plan B Games. The next one is one my daughter had to have, so this is Renegade Games, and it's Kitty Paw in this nice, cute little box with the cat and paws and a little cutesy box that won't fit on the shelf with other games in any kind of a manageable spot. So, I mean, my daughter's not super into gaming, so when she asks for something, she's going to get it. So let's set that over here. The next one is another one of the games that were hot for the con and over the last year, and that is Altiplano by Renegade Game Studios, Rainer Stockhausen. And this is a bag building game, much in the vein of Orleans, which we own. But I'm looking forward to taking a look at this one. It looks interesting. I didn't get a chance to demo it. It's amazing how much stuff there is to do, and that con could probably go on for 2 to 3 weeks, and I still wouldn't see everything I want to see and demo everything I want to demo. But for now, we're going to take a look at this game in the future. And that is Altiplano. Set it up here on the game shelf. Next one is something we got for attending the Origins Awards for 2018. You go in there and you sit and you watch the Origins Awards, and after it's over, where they're letting you out, they let you grab a game. So I was able to grab Wits and Wagers, a game that I've heard a ton about, a game that'd be good for the family. We've played it once, we had a lot of fun. Actually, we played it twice in a row because everybody liked it so much. So, looking more forward, it's easy to understand, 10 and up. It's a trivia game where you don't have to really necessarily know trivia. So, very cool game. I'm looking forward to playing it a lot more with the family. Oh, we're getting to the bottom of this pile. We're getting to the bottom of it. The next little one is a game that's been all over social media, all over YouTube. A lot of fun. I've played it. I'm going to get to a review with. I'm doing a new kind of review series soon, and this is going to be like probably the first one that I do. And that is The Mind, a game where you're laying down cards in ascending order with. It's a cooperative game. You're doing it like, say you have a group of 3 people. You're laying the cards down in ascending order from 1 to 100. There's 100 cards in here. It plays a little like a video game because they give you lives. And the only catch to this is you can't talk while you're laying the cards down, and nobody sees the cards until they're laid down. Very interesting game. Don't know why this wasn't something that just come out a long time ago. It seems so simple, but yet it makes it so much fun. And that's The Mind. Next game I got is an app-driven game. I got this for like $20. When you can get a game that's listed for, $40 or $50 for $20, you pick it up. And I did get a nice copy of XCOM, the board game, and I will have to download the app and give this a try and give you guys a report. Alright. Next one is one that's a card game that came out from Portal Games. and it is a really good game from what I'm understanding. It's gotten some really good reviews, so we're going to take a look at that. And that game is Alien Artifacts from Portal Games. Another game I got for 15 or 20 bucks off the flea market. I'm going to have to take a look at it, see how it plays, and give it a try. I know you may or may not be able to see this monstrosity off to my right, but this is all the games that I picked up. The next game I got is, actually my wife did it without me knowing. If you filled out a survey at Origins, you got to pick a game out. And to get a game that's only a couple years old, that's got a unique mechanism, that's gotten a lot of good reviews, has an expansion that just came out, Mystic Vale, by John D. Clare and AEG Games. This is the interview that I missed. AEG. Our times got crossed. They're West Coast time, and it just didn't happen. It'll happen next year. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it to Gen Con, but if we do, I'm sure we can meet up with them and do an interview with them there. But that is Mystic Vale, the card crafting game. Interesting, unique. And the next one is an oldie, but I hear it's a goodie. It's also an AEG game, and this is Dice City. I like city building games. I like dice rolling, even though I'm a horrible dice roller. I like dice rolling, but Vangelis Baskiartakis, AEG. I hope I did not kill your name, sir. I apologize if I did. But this game looks fun. We're going to give it a try. And finally, on to the last game I got at Origins 2018. Whew. Tell you what, getting all these games into the back of the car and getting them home with two kids, one kid and one of my crew, and me and my wife in one vehicle was a challenge, but we were able to do it. Anything for the games. Anything for the games. That last and final game is by Fantasy Flight, and that is our first game of this type here in this house, and that is Letters from Whitechapel. This is a game of hidden movement in which one player plays Jack the Ripper, going about his business, committing murders, and the rest of us play the English cops who try to track him down and discover his position. This is going to be a lot of fun. Fantasy Flight puts it out. It's a good game from what I understand. And this concludes my 2018 Origins coverage. I posted a ton of videos over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Go check them out. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get everything out there. If I get more subscribers, I'll be able to maybe attend Gen Con on a regular basis. So, see that it's worth it, that we're getting the word out there to people. At 200 subscribers, I'm going to do a game giveaway. It'll be a good game, and it'll be completely free. I'll pay shipping and everything to get it out to you. But at 200 subscribers, that's when that'll kick in. So let's get the word out. Get your friends to like and subscribe to the channel. That way maybe we can give out a great game to somebody who might need it. Until next time, this has been Scott from the Board Games Maelstrom. The Board Games Maelstrom. Been talking too much. My tongue is tied. This is Scott from the Board Games Maelstrom. Thanks for stopping by.